Next, we have Pablo Olmos and Rodrigo Olmos from ANIMA Res to give us a keynote on virtual and augmented realities in medical education and pharma. ANIMA Res has worked with some of the top pharma companies and were featured by Apple, Magic Leap, Google, Microsoft for their innovative learning solution. Here's Pablo and Rodrigo.
So I'm Pablo. Right next to me is Rodrigo. We are the founders of ANIMA Res. And before I start this presentation, I would like to show you a quick video of some of our projects to give you a first idea.
We're going into the hands-on station. Let's head over there and take a look and see what we can see. This entire open space was closed before. This is a demonstration of their AR, so you can actually walk around this person. So it's basically right here on the floor.
Welcome to Insight Heart. Hi, my name is Annie. I'm super excited to give you an insight into the human heart. Choose from different conditions and see the effects right away on the heart. And now, have fun exploring the heart.
So ANIMA Res came up with this app for the phone, the iPhone. And then basically it's the same thing, but it's billions of people have all over the world. You can basically in your own smartphone download an app and learn about the heart. It's like that's done in a sequence.
Okay, perfect. So this as a first impression of our work. So let me tell you a little bit about our company. ANIMA Res is a company that specializes in medical, augmented, mixed, and virtual reality applications. We have a clear focus on the pharmaceutical and medical sectors. We have a clear mission, and that is to take medical education to the next level. And we try to do this by creating fascinating, explorable, fun projects, because we are strong believers that you are only going to use an application if it is really fun. And we try to create a visually stunning and highly interactive application that are also accessible to patients. Very important, all of our projects are cross-platform projects. They are fully multi-user supported, and our target groups are healthcare professionals, students, and patients. So here are some of our references. We work for the top 20 pharma companies worldwide, as well as hospitals and universities. And we are a recognized expert in this field. So we've won various awards for our projects. We've been featured on Apple's Keynote, have won Magic Leap's ICP program, have the most frequently downloaded HoloLens app available, and were the featured showcase for the release of Google's AR Core platform. We're also listed in the category Global Leaders in Medical AR and VR, which we are particularly proud of. And now I'm going to tell you a little bit about extended reality, short XR, in medical education. So I'm sure that most of you will be familiar with the term extended realities, but for all of those who are not, XR refers to all computer-generated environments that either merge the physical and the virtual world or create an entirely immersive experience. So to put this into context, on the left hand, we have the real world, on the right hand, the fully computer-generated virtual world. What we're doing is somewhere in between. So we're using the camera stream of the used device and overlay it with digital content in the context of augmented and mixed reality applications. So I would like to give you some quick examples for each of these technologies. Let's start off with augmented reality. This is a project that was captured on an iPhone. So we used ARKit for this, placed this interactive scene here in the street, and you can walk around this and, of course, fully interact with it. So this is used via smartphone or tablet. The next example, mixed reality, will be using headsets. So it's very similar to augmented reality, but we can also leverage gestures and voice controls for this. Here's a quick example of our Inside Heart project. We're using the HoloLens 2 device for this. So once again, the 3D content is anchored in space, allowing you to walk around it, to interact with it, using gestures or voice controls. Next up is VR. This is something that we usually use for very specific training situations. I've brought up a project example here, traveling over the skin to an affected area, dive into the dermis, can explore the scenario, and later on in this project, the mode of action. And the last technology I'm going to present here is WebGL. This doesn't really fit, but due to the COVID-19 situation, we thought it would be important to show this because there are a lot of restrictions on making this a great tool. So every content that we create is, of course, then ported to our WebGL platform. Here you can see a single user version of our EKG module. So it has basically the same functionality and is running in your web browser. Okay, so let's move on. This is the way that we still learn, using books, very little or very few occasions for hands-on, and being challenged with a situation where we have to understand very complex topics on the basis of 2D images and text. And this is what we think that medical education should look like, leveraging the potential of XR technologies, making it much easier to understand these processes, fully interactive, and as I mentioned, fully multi-user supported. So here you can see a filter system that we're using to display whatever is important for the user. You can see that we can show a very high visual quality level here with these applications. And for us, the main thing is, or the main strength of XR technologies are getting the user from a passive consumption to an active participation. And that is particularly important for us because it helps to anchor the transported information much more efficiently. So XR for medical educations, these are some of the things that we work on here for healthcare professionals, remote learning, collaborative learning, training, and of course, tools that help to facilitate the doctor-patient communication. On the patient side, we have disease awareness, using these technologies to help them understand complex medical topics, which is really a challenge. And once the patients understand their condition, this is going to increase compliance. Our applications can also monitor wellness, visualize the patient's individual condition. We can show mode of diseases, mode of actions, use these technologies for informed consent, and of course provide something that helps the patient to revisit medical topics at home. XR in pharma. So let me show you something here. What we usually do for pharma activities are using mixed reality, multi-user based applications. We use multi-user because we can make sure that the untrained healthcare professional has definitely a positive experience, and it is of course important for the pharma companies that they can spend more time with the healthcare professional. We create cutting-edge tools for field force activities to help our clients to present their products in an outstanding way, to stay in the mind of the healthcare professional, and provide them with tools that make their daily routines easier. Now with COVID-19, of course, we had a strong increase in virtual activities. For this, we've created tools for the field force that allow them to use virtual sales calls or virtual tools. We have a virtual prototype a virtual booth prototype that we're going to present later on, and an event platform. So now we're getting to the interesting stuff. Medical education and pharma use cases. This is what most of you will be waiting for to see some of the work. So here we have an explorable mode of action from the oncology context. We created this for HoloLens and Magic Leap, allowing the physician to explore how this works himself. Here you're going to see a Congress application. So at this point, we dived into a cell and can see here how the binding affinity works. This is also a multi-user application. Mode of diseases, I mentioned this already. Here you can see an example of one of our AR projects. Here you see the formation of a clot, and the user moves to the next chapter. You see this play button here that is activated. We follow this clot when it travels through the body up until it reaches a specific destination where it blocks the bloodstream due to the lack of oxygen. This region in the brain then simply dies, which leads ultimately to stroke. I mentioned multi-user. Multi-user is something that is also very important for all of our AR applications. We are strong believers in collaborative learning. Other input devices, using here in this example, the Apple Watch to get the live heart rate and to use this to drive our 3D models. Print material for our clients. So creating high quality print materials, and then of course in the second step, augmenting those. Basically everything can be included here, animations, interactivity, whatever is needed. The virtual guided tours works like that. So the user logs in our portal, creates a session link, sends this to the HCP or to the student, and then the whole thing can start. I'm going to show you here this example of the EKG module. This is a challenging topic for students, getting this 3D information out of a 2D curve. For this reason, we created this in cooperation with the University of Bonn. So you see here the AR version. Now we're moving over to the WebGL version. This is at the moment a single user application, but in the next step, we will be moving to a multi-user version of this. So let's wait a little bit. Here we go. So here you will see the interface changing. We have a text chat, and this included fully interactive, fully multi-user supported, and now we're going to activate the video conferencing features. So in this example, you see 2 users, but this was already done with 30 participants. So we used this in a course where that amounted to 400 students, and yeah, this was great solution for the visiting restrictions that are in place here currently. Next thing here is our virtual booth platform that I mentioned. So here, no installation needed. You can simply log on to this. And as you can see here, we have a lot of characters, a lot of users in this field. We have a group and a private chat. We have a voice chat, a distance-based voice chat. So you will hear the person's close to you very clearly, while the person's further away will be muted depending on the distance. We have a video chat functionality, multi-user support, and of course all the interactions that we have in our AR and MR applications. So this is really a lot of fun just to participate in this. This is our teleportation map. Allows you to jump to the topic that is most interesting for you. And we have, of course, our Insight series. Some of you might have already seen this. I mentioned cross-platform, so it's available on Magic Leap, Microsoft HoloLens, on Google AR Core, and on ARKit, on Apple's ARKit. So far, we have 3 modules out, and I would like to show you some of these. This is something that we created together with Novartis.
Explore the human lung in augmented reality and help your patients to learn more about their asthma and COPD. It can help patients to visualize their specific condition and level of severity, and facilitate conversations about the importance of adherence to treatment and how patients can monitor their wellness to help control their condition. Get the future of medical education for free. Download Insight Lung today.
So here,
welcome to Insight Heart.
Now you're going to see the mixed reality version of Insight Heart using, this was captured on a Magic Leap device. So you see here our rubber band controller.
Now take a look at this healthy human heart beating at a level of 80 beats per minute. A normal heart rate is defined by 60
This is actually a very nice experience because it combines the freedom of the MR headset together with the precision of a handheld controller. So this is a lot of fun to interact with. Here to show you something completely different. We're of course also working in the animal health sector. This is one of the latest projects that we have been working on for a university to visualize the anatomy, the animated anatomy of a piglet. The next project that I want to show you is Insight Bone. This is an app focusing on osteoporosis. Live body tracking. Here another interesting thing, this is our social distancing prototype we've created. So we're leveraging AR to visualize social distancing. This is also a lot of fun to play with. So if you move towards this virtual character, the distances are going to be displayed, showing you when you're getting into a critical distance. And we're using the LiDAR scanner here to create a 3D replica of the room. You can activate the sneezing and coughing, and see the viral load sticking to your physical surrounding there. Using live tracking in this prototype as well. So we're looking for institutional partners here to further develop this this prototype. So if somebody's interested, please feel free to reach out to us. And that's it from our side. Thank you very much for your attention. Don't hesitate to get in contact with us if there's anything that you would like to discuss. And yeah, hope you enjoyed this this keynote presentation.